Hello there, we're live in Banjul, broadcasting for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. This is the news at 2200 hours with me, Fatulika Mulushi, live. In our headlines tonight, President Barrow calls on the people of URR to support his government's development agenda as he holds meetings in Kumbija and Sotu Masire. Former Army Lieutenant General Langton Bontamba concludes three-day testimony at the Truth Commission. And later in the news, we look at a new venture by the IOM and the National Youth Council, which aims at promoting youth employment in the Upper River region. Elsewhere, negotiators are still attempting on a strategy for the release of over 300 schoolboys captured by gunmen in Nigeria. And as the conflict in Ethiopia subsides slowly, local government workers are being urged to go back to work. These and much more coming ahead in the news tonight with me, Fatuli Kamulushi. Many thanks for joining us. Welcome back. It's good to have you with us. Now, the ongoing Meet the People's tour by the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, has now entered the Upper River region where the Gambian leader held two meetings in Kumbija village and Sotu Masire. Speaking at the two meetings, President Barrow called on the people of URR to support his government's development agenda. More in this report by GRTS's Mumudu S. Ajalo, who is with the presidential entourage.
After taking a day's break on Monday to rest, President Barrow hit the road again to continue his Meet the People's tour. Kumbija village hosted the president's first meeting in the Upper River region. The head of state arrived at the meeting venue to a tumultuous welcome from his host as the jubilant crowd ushered him to the venue.
This meeting here in Kumbija in the Basse constituency and the others that has already been held and the ones that will be held in the coming days is a constitutionally sanctioned undertaking which allows the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, to go around the country and dialogue with the people who elected him into office so as to hear their challenges and development needs. And in doing so, he will also outline his government's policy and development agenda and what his government has in store to develop the Gambia.
Selected speakers from the community ranging from the Kumbija Alkalo, women and youth representatives informed the president of the challenges facing the people of the area. Others who spoke at the Kumbija meeting were Honorable Bileji Tunkara, National Assembly member for Kantora, who spoke on behalf of Muhammad Magasi, the National Assembly member for Basse constituency, who was absent, and Mohammed Silla, son to the late business tycoon Alhaji Sankun Silla.
We still requesting to look at the road networks within this constituency. Secondly, Your Excellency, we know that Your Excellency is driven to deliver electricity to every corner of this country. We would therefore appeal to your prospective authorities to connect our humble village to the electricity grid. We would like to submit to your national development agenda and your political desire, not only for the newly constructed bridge, but for your government stand for our beautiful motherland, the Gambia. We would continue to demonstrate our unflinching political support.
The Minister of Tourism and Culture, Ahmad Ba, called on the people of the Upper River region to support the Barrow government's agenda, citing the numerous development projects launched in the area within a very short period of time. From Kumbija, the president headed to his home district of Jimara for the second meeting of the day at Sotu Masere, where a large crowd had gathered to hear from the president. The National Assembly member for Jimara, Honorable Alhaji Sow, was among the speakers at the Sotuma meeting. The GDC lawmaker, who has been a vocal critic of the Barrow regime, told the gathering that he is now ready to work with the government. Honorable Sow was not openly declared switching allegiance from the Gambia Democratic Congress to the National People's Party, said that will be a decision for the people of Jimara, whilst asking to be given time to consult.
Your Excellency Halaji Di Kerry, safe warming and Kombo Hali. Konnomia, Your Excellency development agenda mada ko dum badam mi support.
There is a lot of speculation, but Your Excellency, I am ready to support your development agenda. And no one can stop that. I am voted on a GDC, so any decision if I am to join the NPP, I have to consult with those who voted for me.
Mi sikkuy wadi important do mi wadde decision mi wada consult yimbe je be gandiranta ko ben beddani kam carte e familia te mi do on consultation but call declare do mi woppi GDC mi NPP, it will be very difficult.
Addressing the Kumbija and Sotuma Sere meetings, the Gambian leader thanked the two communities for the welcome accorded to his delegation, before reassuring them that his government will look into their concerns and address them. His government, he said, has a vision to develop the Gambia, and that has already started. President Barrow called on Gambians to join hands and support his government to build a better Gambia. On the issue of water and electricity supply, good feeder roads and better health facilities raised during these meetings, the president said his government will strive towards addressing their challenges and improve the people's living standards in the country. Momodes Jallo, GRTS News.
Now, it has been day 3 of retired Lieutenant General Langtombo Ntamba's marathon testimony at the Truth Commission. Wednesday's hearing commenced with the commission paying tribute to late Dada Hedera, 16 years since his mysterious murder. However, the retired Army General concluded his testimony by explaining his arrest in 2009. Ibrahim Cham was following the proceedings and now reports.
The former CDS kicked off his final day of testimony by beginning with the death of Daba Marena and 4 other security officials who mysteriously went missing during the investigation of the 2006 alleged coup. Mr. Tamba said that he received a call from Tumbul Tamba at the State Guards telling him that Daba Marena and co. escaped after an accident during their transfer to Janjamburi prisons. He went on to explain how he was instructed by the president, together with the IGP Usman Sonko and head of NIA, Harry Sambu, to issue a press release stating the alleged incident. The former Army Lieutenant General said he learned the details of their killings at the TRRC. However, lead counsel made mention of the suggestion that it was widely believed that he, Langtombo Tamba, told Jammeh that Daba Marena was part of the coup.
Marena left with the president to Mauritania, and there was no any communication between me and Marena. Me and the president never thought even, about Marena's involvement. Marena's involvement was discussed in Mauritania, I understand. When they returned back, somebody told me that Marena explained to him that the president was angry with him there, that they were not talking. And of course, the president have access to talk to many people. During our sittings at the panel, the issue of Marena's involvement never surfaced in our panel.
The witness also explained how he was arrested in 2009. He said he was at a football match when he was called by his wife, who said that 2 vehicles loaded with heavily armed personnel came to both houses in Kotu and Bijilo. Meeting the military personnel at his house and later escorted to the NIA, Mr. Tamba said that former IGP Ensar Baji and Numu Kujabi, head of NIA, with a panel of investigators, mentioned his name in the alleged coup attempt along with 9 others, including Lamin Bo Baji, Lai Juf, Yusuf Ezidin, Kausu Kamara, alias Bombarde.
That I have just been appointed as the ambassador to Taiwan. So what must have prompted me to stage a coup? The time I was in the army as the chief of defense staff, I had all the weaponry personnel under my command. I never staged a coup. I told them when the president was in Mauritania, there was a planned coup against him. I foiled the coup. The president was not in town. If I had wanted, that time I could have been president.
According to the witness, Solo Bojan gave instructions for him to be tortured, but some of the junglers decided against the orders. Lead counsel used the opportunity to put it to Mr. Tamba that the very perpetrators of the 2006 coup were also compelled to such tortures to obtain false confessions. Mr. Tamba was reluctant to acknowledge this point. According to Mr. Tamba, he was tried, sentenced and convicted, and later pardoned by the former president. Reporting for GRTS News, I'm by Ibrahim Cham.
Now, the Association of Customs Clearing and Forwarding Agents held their annual general meeting with partners. This is the 8th General Assembly since establishment in 2001. Esa Tujata has the details.
As the year edges close to the end, clearing and forwarding agents are meeting to reflect on 2020 and elect a new executive to supervise their activities. Working in the crucial trade sector as facilitators supporting the movement of goods and logistics, clearing and forwarding agents are licensed by the Commissioner for Customs to process documents and clear goods from customs control on behalf of importers. Suleiman Diouf is the outgoing president.
After becoming the president, that my first priority is capacity building, which as stated is ongoing through the trainings mentioned as well as in our meetings where we create awareness on the importance of our profession. Now we have a new office which was paid in 2020. This will facilitate access to the association for the members and our stakeholders, and more importantly, enhance the work of the executive committee.
The association established in 2001 seeks to bring together customs agents as one big family to enhance operations geared towards improved efficiency and effectiveness for excellent service delivery.
As we all know, we had issues with Max Gambia Limited on our deposits and $50 fine on late payments of invoice. After which series of engagements, we ended in a sit-down strike for 5 days, we all know. During this period of series of meetings were held with the Gambia Port Authority, Commissioner General, and we agreed to stand down in order to give room for further negotiations, which we did.
Officials say the annual general meeting is a constitutional mandate for the executive to take stock of their activities and bring together the general membership to map out plans for the future.
7 years, the GCCI supported the association in the printing of ID cards for its members, as well as benefited from trade-related trainings offered by the GCCI. Representatives from the association have regularly been invited to attend forums in the past and stakeholder consultation meetings, which they have a stake in.
PA representative acknowledged the enormous growth in traffic the port has realized over the years. This has ultimately challenged capacity and delivery, slowing the clearance of goods and logistics.
To overcome these challenges, the government of the Gambia and the Gambia Ports Authority have embarked on a fourth port project with the Port Master Plan and 5 years business plan has identified key project components. That is, the jetty extension to accommodate 3 container vessels at a time in order to cut down the waiting time of vessels and remove the congestion surcharge on goods.
GRA Commissioner John Jai implored on the association to always apply professionalism when dealing with clients and called on the executive to engage the Ministry of Trade on the preparation of a standard regulation for shipping lines.
You have to start by having MOUs with your stakeholders to make the playing field a better playing field for everyone. Because if the cost is high on your side, is high on the businesses, we all are consumers, we all suffer for it.
The day-long activity ended with the tabling of the organization's financial report and registration for 2021 that led to the final act and election of a new president to a new tenure. For the news, I am Aissatou Diatta Gassama.
Now, a 5-day training for livestock owners in improving livestock feed is underway in Jinoi, Lower River Region. The training, organized by the National Livestock Owners Association in partnership with the Food and Agriculture Organization, seeks to improve livestock feed intake during the dry season and as well reduce animal diseases and mortality to improve production and productivity. Alajimbai reports from the Lower River Region.
Gambian livestock continues to experience a massive decline in their average body mass and production during dry seasons. This, according to experts and livestock owners, is as a result of inadequate feeds during dry seasons due to the effects of climate change and bushfires. The Secretary General of the National Livestock Owners Association, Modu Sow, explained that the training is meant to equip farmers with feed production skills during dry seasons to address the challenge.
This training is about how best can we help farmers improve livestock production and productivity in the Gambia. Because as members of the National Livestock Owners Association, we have seen that livestock of the Gambia is being challenged by the lack of feed during the dry season. When you look at the livestock sector of the Gambia, or you look at individual livestock owners, they are able to produce a lot of milk during the rains. Their animals are able to weigh enough during the rains, but after the rains, immediately after the rains, we are challenged by the lack of feed. Our livestock are not producing enough. In fact, they are not breeding, and there is a lack of water and other resources to help them improve their production and productivity. In general, enough feed for livestock is the development of the livestock and the livestock farmers. And that is what we are looking for, and that is the main purpose of this training.
Hussein Sanyang is the coordinator of the Adapting Agriculture to Climate Change project in Central River Region North and Upper River Region North. He reaffirmed the project's commitment in partnership with the Food and Agriculture Organization to establish and protect cattle tracks.
To look at the animal tracks, the old animal tracks, it has to be demarcated, and then it has to be protected by the communities that are living within that area. And there are so many conflicts within these animal tracks. The crop farmers will encroach inside, and then there will be conflict between the livestock owner and the crop owners. So that we want to address this, so that these animal tracks will be well established. And then there will be a drinking point alongside this animal track. And then there will be also planting of other trees, forage trees, that the animals can use as feed.
Participant Alhaji Sori Dem called on livestock owners to expand the training to more livestock owners to boost the development of the livestock sector. If you attend a training and you don't share your new knowledge and skills with others, then it is useless. That is not why we are here. So let each of us train at least another 25 people. If that is done, then it will reach many people in this country. Various speakers called on government and other stakeholders to support them with designated cattle tracks and drinking points, as well as enforce anti-bushfire laws. It is hoped that the training will enhance the availability of adequate feeds for animals during dry seasons to improve livestock production and productivity. Alajimbai, GRTS News.
Now to the Central River region, where Action Aid International, the Gambia, through its Strengthening Women's Economic Initiatives project, concluded a two-day training for businesswomen in tax regulations. Mulamin Sani tells us more.
Women in southern part of the Central River region have continued to benefit from the Women's Economic Initiative project, supported by Action Aid International, the Gambia, and the European Union. This is yet another group of women who entirely depend on daily trading in their respective communities to earn a living.
It's also important they try to regularize those enterprises or businesses, if we would say. In that case, we think it is very important that we call those people that are charged with the responsibility of regulating businesses, that is the GRA, and also those people that are charged with responsible of facilitating the registration of women groups, that is community development, to also bring these women so that they can tell them what are the procedures in the if they want to like register their groups, that's their CAFOs, or if they want to register their individual businesses, what are the procedures to take.
Its focus is to ensure sustainable business practice that will add value to tax returns amongst women who venture into small-scale businesses.
The objective is just about creating markets and scaling up their businesses, which I think is one of the results of this project, which is to ensure that the women are expanding on their businesses, they're making more profits, and then generating more income for their livelihood.
Within this 2 days training, women participants will be exposed to business strategies as they move to expand their business initiatives. This is among the many capacity building programs rolled out in the region by Action Aid International The Gambia and its development partners through its Strengthening Women's Economic Initiative project. Modulamin Sane, reporting for GRTS News from the Central River region.
Now, the International Organization for Migration and the National Youth Council have jointly funded the construction of a cafeteria at the Basse Youth Center. The center is meant to empower young people in job creation. GRTS's URR correspondent Seydou Kamara visited the cafeteria with officials from the IOM and NYC on the level of work, and he filed in this report.
A cafeteria has been set up at the Basse Youth Center by the International Organization for Migration in collaboration with the National Youth Council. The creation of this cafeteria will not only create job opportunities for the youth, but will also empower them, as the center will be entirely managed by them.
This renovation is also going to add more value to what has been happening when it comes to young people participating in sports, especially because we also have a program on sports for development, which we've also planned at the level of the MIC. But because of there was no structure, we were unable to implement it. And now having the courtyard refurbished or remake, so it's also going to give us more opportunity now to have more sport activities and more skills or talent shows that young people will come and share their experiences, so we can tap the untapped skill of Basse that can help young people to develop.
So we are very glad for IM to come with this idea together with Gambian young youths to renovate this kind of cafeteria for youths to sit and discuss a lot of ideas.
During a visit to the site, officials from IOM explained the rationale behind the creation of the cafeteria and its expectation.
On behalf of IOM, people and the young people of Basse will really enjoy this space and use it to really exchange ideas, not only about migration, but about life and having perspectives and hope for the future. You know, you're looking, Simon was showing us, for example, not the podium, but the stage over there where people can perform. So this is a place that, that can also spur artistic creation. I'm looking at the walls, and you can also, you know, hang some artwork that's being done by the local community here. You mentioned also the sports, that, you know, sports facility, the basketball court that's going to be not drenched in water because it's elevated now.
The Regional National Youth Coordinator, Lamin Sima, thanked the International Organization for Migration for complementing government efforts, particularly the National Youth Council and the Minister of Youth and Sport in empowering the youth in all aspects.
I believe young people will take this thing seriously, because as for us, as government, the only thing we do will encourage young people, will ensure that they participate in all development. So if such things are created for young people, I believe they will take it seriously. So that requires a leadership among young people, and that requires also our support technically to ensure that the place is sustainable.
What we achieved will set the tone for the center in the future, that those people that come here, they feel like they are a part of this place.
As the project is meant to support the youth, the basketball pitch and the inside perimeter fence of the youth center were also refurbished by the state organization to upgrade the basketball playing ground and give the world a facelift. Seydou Kamara, reporting for GRTS News from Basse Upper River region.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia right after this break. Do stay. Welcome back. In sports, Spanish giant Real Madrid has moved level on points with league leader Real Sociedad in the Spanish La Liga table after a 3-1 win over Atletico Bilbao in week 13 of the league. Karim Benzema scored twice to help Real to a 3-1 win after teammate Toni Kroos had opened the scoring for the Real before Ander Kappa made it 1-1. But a late brace from the Frenchman secured a vital home win for Zinedine Zidane's side as they moved to 26 points, leveled with leaders Sociedad and second place Atletico Madrid. To other news around the world, we begin in Nigeria, where negotiators are still attempting on a strategy for the release of over 300 schoolboys. This comes as government forces clash with gunmen who took the school children hostages. But the children's safety and possible return is what they are eagerly waiting for. CGTN has more.
On Saturday, Nigerian forces, backed by police, launched a rescue mission. This came after security agencies located the gunmen's hideout in the Zango Paula forest in Katsina State. Nothing much came out of the mission. It was after this that the government agencies engaged diplomacy as a parallel approach to secure the release of over 300 boys who were abducted on Friday. The gunmen, who were armed with AK-47 rifles during the attack on government science school, are said to belong to a militia group called Bakura. But as this got underway, parents of the victims are hoping for the best as a dark cloud hangs over their lives.
We have shed so much tears. Our hearts are grieving and we don't even know what to do. We have gotten tired of talking. We are appealing to the government to help us. Governor Masawi to help. Allah to help us secure our children from the hands of these people.
I have 3 children in this school. The eldest managed to scale the fence and escaped. He used the mobile phone of a resident of the town and called me on my phone, telling me that there was trouble in the school and narrated to me what had happened the previous night and that he had not seen any of his younger siblings.
Boko Haram leader Abu Bakr Shekau has claimed that he ordered the mission, but locals are discrediting him, claiming that his statement is opportunistic and unfortunate.
Honestly, I don't trust the claim of Boko Haram. It is a lie because Shekau is used to making such lies just to confuse people. I don't trust that, and the situation is not what he said it is.
It was said Shekau ordered the abduction of the children. We don't know the hidden. Only God knows the truth. All the information we have is that there was an armed robbery in the school. Every time I came to visit my child, he would tell me armed robbers would come by the school but had never entered.
For Nigeria, the incident brings back sad memories of the January 2016 Chibok girls' kidnappings by Boko Haram. Only that this time round, the number of victims is slightly higher, the gender different, with the possible identity of the group yet to be established. Mahemutwa, CGTN.
Now, a new government-appointed provisional administration for Ethiopia's Tigray region is urging local government workers to return. Forces TPLF leadership in charge of all the Tigray region fled following war against Ethiopia's General Defense Forces. Here is CGTN Giram Chala with more.
Regional state provisional leadership has been busy forming temporary town administrations in different parts. And on Sunday at the regional state capital, Mekelle, the newly appointed administration has started working officially. It has called on civil servants to return to their respective workplaces. On Sunday, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed visited Mekelle city for a few hours and held talks with army commanders and members of the Tigray Provisional Administration. The Prime Minister said the next crucial task will be rebuilding and rehabilitating Tigray. That is alongside the army's work of hunting down the TPLF leadership that is still at large to bring them to justice. Thousands of refugees, however, still remain in Sudan camps where they need support. The Ethiopian government says it will bring back its citizens from Sudan and rehabilitate them in just a few weeks' time. Grumtara CGTN, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
And before we end this newscast, a recap of the day's top stories. President Barrow has called on the people of URR to support his government's development agenda as he holds meetings in Kumbija and Sotu Masiri. Former Army Lieutenant General Langton Bantamba has concluded 3-day testimony at the Truth Commission. A new cafeteria for the youths of URR, courtesy of the IOM and the National Youth Council. Elsewhere, negotiators are still attempting on a strategy for the release of over 300 schoolboys captured by gunmen in Nigeria. And as the conflict in Ethiopia subsides slowly, local government workers are being urged to go back to work. Well, that's it for the news today. Until we see you again tomorrow for more news, enjoy the rest of our programs from myself and the entire news team. Thanks for watching and good evening.